Now, I'm sure lots of parents and grandparents will recognise my next guest. CBeebies George Webster is about to launch a new campaign busting myths around learning disabilities after he made history becoming the channel's first presenter with Down syndrome. Oh, my goodness. I feel like I know you. With a little 3-year-old at home, there's a lot of CBeebies on in our household, and it's lovely to see you, George, and you as well, Rob, because you're very much part of this story. I mean, dreams do come true, George, and they certainly do for you because you make them come true. Tell us about the day you got that call to say you were going to be a CBeebies presenter.
I was just so excited. I got the phone call off one of the main producers, obviously, at CBeebies, and she just told me the job, like, I got the job. And I was just screaming down the phone because I was so excited. Because I became their first presenter with Down syndrome, and that's a really good achievement to make. And it's just very good to go.
And it's so important to you to know as well, George, because you felt just there wasn't any kind of representation for you. You didn't, growing up, you didn't watch the TV and think, oh, that's me up there. That really was lacking, and you're out to really kind of try and change that.
Yeah, I really want to change that because there wasn't a lot of representation back then when I was a lot younger. The world needs to change because we're people and we exist, and we deserve equal respect as anyone would respect themselves.
And I think as well, I was just talking this morning, my little girl watches a lot of this and Mr. Tumble and everything else. and you see that there's a great mixture of people in there. And I think it's so important to start really young where we're talking about it all of the time and it's just not that big a deal. And that's what you're doing as part of your new campaign. Yeah. So tell us about that.
So it's called the Mythbusters campaign. And basically it's formed of a group of people with a learning disability. And they want to break down the stigma and to campaign to get more people like us in the media. Because in the last year, only 42% of people, which is 25, had not seen people like us in the wider media. And we want this to change. And we deserve equal respect.
Absolutely. Rob, what's he like at home? Is he always a big driving force?
Oh, yeah, he's a complete bundle of energy. He's really positive most of the time. But as he said in one of the myths, you know, people say that people with Down syndrome are always happy, but that's not always true. So you have your moments, don't you?
Yeah.
But he's generally really positive and fearless, I think. Just works really hard, very courageous, just takes anything on. Says he's going to do something, I was, you won't be able to do that, will you? And next minute he's doing it. So he's really, really positive in our lives, really.
But you've always been, and alongside your mum as well, you've always been sort of fueling you with the notion that you can do anything.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, and that comes from parenting.
Well, I think so. I think it's like, well, everyone is proud of the kids, aren't they? And I think we were always of the view that we shouldn't expect, you know, or constrain our expectations around what George could achieve. And to be fair, you know, in the hospital when he's born, they said, we asked, you know, what's he going to be like when he grows up? And said, who knows? You know, just he could fulfil his potential with the right kind of support. So we've always been of that mindset, really, because I think parents with children with a learning disability, they just see the child. Yeah. And I think the big thing about George being on CBeebies or in films and on the stage is that I hope people see what I see. They just see George. They don't see someone with Down syndrome.
Yeah. Of course, of course. Well, actually, George, it was interesting because you had a part recently that was written for you. It was alongside Sheridan Smith, in fact, wasn't it? Yeah. But it wasn't written for someone with any form of disability. It was just written for you. Yeah. And I know how important that felt to you.
It's really important. I was the post boy, and that scene was brilliant.
What film is it in, George?
It was the Railway Children Return.
Yeah, which is coming out later on in the year,
yes,
isn't it?
It is, so, yes. I'm really excited.
Starring along Sheridan Smith. Again, it's one of those moments where you think, this is actually happening. Yeah.
You have to pinch yourself quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I bet you do, George. But your real passion, alongside presenting, starring in these big movies, is dancing.
Yes.
What kind of dance now? Is there anything specific?
Oh, well, I mainly do contemporary.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. About a dance group called Mesh Dance, and I was part of a dance group called Talent Hub, and we went on a national tour around the UK in a dance piece called Helm, and we're like professional dancers. So that was really, really fun.
So I'm guessing your favourite show ever is Strictly Come Dancing?
Yeah, I absolutely love Strictly. Love it.
Look at you smiling when you mention that. Well, look, I mean, you have got connections now, George. Surely you're going to have a little stint on that show.
Definitely.
Would you do it if they asked you?
Yes.
Would you?
I'd love to do it, love to. That's another dream. If I go on it, be another dream come true.
Well, you guessed the winner this year, didn't you?
I did.
You predicted that Rose would do it.
Yes, I would. I actually did.
Exactly, you've got an eye for it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll end up hosting it, because that's what you want to do as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's made everything else happen, hasn't he, Rob?
Would you rather host it or dance on it?
Oh, don't know now. Both?
Anything is possible.
As long as you weren't
Anything is-
singing, that'd be...
Dad, please, I've been that up.
Not as fast on singing, are we, George? Is that
I love
the case?
singing.
Do you?
Yes. I say I'm a good singer, but Dad and my family hate it.
We all need a bit of honesty every so often.
We do. Got to keep them honest. Stop getting ahead of yourself.
Well, George, it's been incredible. You're on various lists of being the top TV presenters in Britain right now. You're doing all these wonderful things. It's just fantastic. I'm so chuffed that you're enjoying it so much, alongside putting a really important message out there. And is that how you feel right now?
Yes, yeah, definitely, yeah. Because the world needs to change. We need to be one massive family, one massive community, and we need to respect each other, no matter what we look like or who we are, because it's who we are.
Absolutely right. Exactly it. George, thank you so much. What a pleasure it is to actually finally meet you, and you as well, Rob. Thank you so much for coming. Good luck with everything, okay? We'll make Strictly happen. The magic started here today, okay?
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.